We are going to learn how you can basically create the inventory system, and also this is a advanced mechanism. So you are going to learn an advanced thing or advanced mechanism but in simple. So you are currently watching now Tech Learning. Hey guys, it's me Sajjad Hussain. I'm game developer and level designer in software engineering. So we are going to learn the inventory system, like a simple inventory system where we can pick different types of object and there's a list will become, and from the list we can basically drag and drop sorry, not the drag and drop, we can drop items or respawn the items. Basically we can use that item or we can pick that item and also we can drop the item. Okay, so now let's start. So for do that, I already just collect some resource, kind of like some magic bottles fbx, and I just change the pivot points because these models have some issue. Then I create some image for them so we can show that in our inventory. Also, if you want this project file source code, let me know in comment box. I will add, okay, in another video, so you can download that and you can enjoy also. Okay, fine. Now for do that, I already create a UI and I added 100% character. So first thing, we need a inventory UI. So inventory inventory UI. Okay, then we need another UI or the widget for our item icon show. So item UI. Okay, now once we have this, double click and open. Now just go to item UI, and at here just change your select your canvas panel, right mouse, then replace, and you can find there's a lots of option. So we can whip with button. Okay, so then you can just basically remove the canvas panel, and now we can add a image here. Okay, so just simply add a image. So you found like this, then select the brush and change the brush size to 120 by 120. That is basically our item icon will be show at here. Okay, fine. Then we need basically then we need to go to inventory, and in our inventory we need a horizontal or vertical box. You can use the horizontal. Basically horizontal give you to like this, and the vertical give you like up to down. Okay, now it's your choice which one you want. So in my case I'm using the vertical box. It should be like this, and we can grab it like this. Okay, then compile and save. Make sure that is variable. Okay, compile and save. Now what you can do, we can create a function that can be add item. So add item. Okay, compile and save. Now before do that, we need to go to our item. Now go to event graph, and here we need to create a 2D texture variable. So add a variable that is item ico icons. Okay, now at here we need to set that txty texture texture 2D. So if you search texture 2D, you find texture 2D, then select the object reference and select here to one object to array, because there's a multiple icons will be stay. So just double click, we need to just click how much icon we want to add. So now from at here we can select our icon. So let me set up at here. So just go to our resource, and for this one is for 1 2 3 and 4. Okay, okay, fine. Compile and save. Now we have these 4 items icons in our this at here. So now on the events construct, what will we do is basically we'll be get a item icons, and sorry, will we get that, and once we get that we can get a copy from that. And for the variable we'll be select the image, and here we'll search set brush from texture. So we can basically change that whatever is the position and number it. So like that. Now compile and save. Now we need to do one more thing. What? That is basically we need to add a variable or anything that it can be called in our inventory. So for do that, what I do, basically very simple, will be promote that, and let's give it name item number. Okay, now make sure that is editable and make sure that is exposed when spawn. Compile and save. Now depends on this integer value, whatever we have, it will be displayed at here. Okay, that's great. Now go to inventory, and save that. Now go to inventory, adding inventory. Now we need to basically create widget. Now on the create widget, we need to select our item UI. So as you can see, we can now set up the item number. So just select your item number function, and instead of that you can add an input, that is basically item number, what will be set up from which item we are picking. So item number, we are doing the same thing, num beer number, and select here the same thing, that integer variable, and compile and save. Then connect it with this thing. Now from the return child class will be get our vertical box, and then will be add a child. Okay, this child allow us to add our all the UIs in this vertical box. Then basically whatever do, we can add to viewport. We don't need to add any viewport, sorry, because this is a virtual box. The virtual box will automatically work. Okay, now compile and save. Now we are pretty much done everything. Now we need to create a pickup object, or that which we can pick. So at here will be add a basically I can add it here. So basically here at will be create that pick pick actor actor. Now we can drag this, double click and open. So here we can add a static mesh, only a empty static mesh. Then we can go to event construct, and at here we can create a variable. That's variable is basically the mesh ref. So it will be contain all the mesh whatever we have. So at in the boolean type or the variable type will be search static mesh, and here will be select the static mesh object reference. Now compile and save. Now we can select it here. So make sure we also change this to single to array. Compile and save. Now will be get our mesh, then will be same get a copy, and for setup we'll get our static mesh, and here set mesh and set static mesh, and connect it with this thing, and then connect it with new mesh. Now we need simply a variable or the value that which one we need. So basically we want to change, so just simply promote a variable and give it a number, number of item. Okay, and we also give it that editable. So compile and save. So basically by this thing it's mean that now if we just select this object, so we can change that which one we want. So simply just now in the mesh will be add how we set up at here, like the first one is the red, then second one is basically the purple, and the third one is basically this blue, and the fourth one is green. Now compile and save. Now we can see that it's have red. So if I change to 1, so you can see it's basically changing the position and number. Okay, so make sure it should be contained at there also. Okay, fine, we have now basically our system. So now we need to connect it that invent we need to call that. So whatever will be do that, now we need to select this static mesh, then scroll down, and here we find collision preset, just select that to non-collisions. So it will be not affect our player, but we for verify that are we near of that object or not, for pick up that, so we'll be add a box collision and just simply set up like this, and then we'll be search that begin overlap, and if it's overlap, so cast to third person player character. If it's doing casting, so then we'll be get all widget from our class. So just search that all widget from class, then we'll be search our inventory UI, and now for the get a widget, so we'll be get a copy because only one inventory will be open or appear, that's why. So from that we can call our add item call function and connect it with this thing. So because it's depending on our item, so we'll be simply get the number of item and connect it with this thing, and then once it's do everything, it should be destroyed because it's now have in our in our inventory. So we have now basically this system. Now we also need to drop the item. So just select that item, go to basically item UI, and now because we add a button, so we can press that. So just simply click on press that thing. So now we can basically spawn actor from class, and then we can set up our spawn that which one we want. So at here we'll be simply set up the pickup actor, so pick actor, and it should be come at here. If it's not coming, go to pick up actor and select your number of integer, then make sure that it's exposed on spawn. Compile and save. Now if I go to item UI, it should become compile save pick actor. Okay, let me check again. It's exposed editable. It should become okay. Let me do one more thing at here. Let me first clear pick actor. There should be the integer value come, because this is editable and we can edit that. That's why branch make integer value 0. Everything's pretty much okay. We need also basically the transform location, like where we want to spawn that. So for do that, we can on the event construct we can get all actor from class, and once we get that, we can basically third person player reference, so we can call our third person character. From that we can get a copy, so we will get our player reference, so player ref, and then if we have successfully player is valid, so I'm completing that. If it's valid, so then we need basically get world location of the mesh. We can get the mesh location, and then one is that we can spawn actor from class. Let's set up our pickup item actor, pick actor. Yep, as you can see it's come. Now we can basically split that and just select the location and connect it with this thing, and for the number of item we can connect it our number of item. Okay, compile and save. That's all of the codes. Our everything is now ready, so we can do here the multiple time, so we can basically change that how we want, like we can give 2, we can give it 3, 3, it's already have 3, so 1. Okay, so we have 0 1 2 3. Okay, we have all the items, and now last thing we need to do is we need to connect the inventory with our player, or we can also connect that with our widget. So for now I'm just adding that in our player BP. So just go to third person and go to event graph, and you can search here that a begin play. Then we can basically create a widget, and then we will connect it with inventory with add to viewport. Compile and save. Now let's click on play. So if I click on play right now, so we have the items, as you can see. So if I now go near of that, as you can see the item has been added in my inventory. We can do the same process for every item. So as you can see we have all of the item. Now we can pick any of them and it will be spawned, but there's a issue. Once it's spawning that, it's spawning on middle of our lake, so it's automatically again adding that. So for fixing that issue, what you can do, because we have player reference, so we can add a arrow, so or also you can add basically a collisions. By that collisions you can get basically wherever you want to spawn that item. Okay, so like that I want to spawn that at here, so shaper, so we can get our location of shaper. So from our hash we can search get world location of shaper. I did this thing, compile and save. Now play. Okay, fine. Now if I press on this, it's spawning, but it's attaching. Okay, so that is basically the issue. There's an issue. Oh, we need to do one more thing, that one is spawning that location. We also need to do that, basically we need to remove that from our parent. Okay, once this thing is picked. Okay, so like when this thing is drop, we need to remove that. So remove parent, so remove pra parent. Okay, now it will be work. Okay guys, also I found the issue that you can see that once before, sometime before, if we picking that object, once we pressing that for drop the item, there's a glitch that it's picking automatically. That is the issue, because coming that we added collision set here, that is basically in an overlap. So make sure that you set that in a non-collision. So after then doing this thing, it will be now don't show you any error, like it will be don't pick up that item again after just picking that item. So we have now this thing. So now if I press this one, it will be just drop that one, this ones, this and this. So I guess you understand how you need to do. So thank you so much for watching guys, love you all, bye bye, see you in next video.